the sound of your footsteps, the sound of your walking. I hear it, Lord, as you're walking on this nation. And they've tried to establish a falsified ceiling, but I hear the sound of your walking. Come on, I want you just to prophesy for just a moment. Let me hear the sound of the instruments as there is a cracking and a breaking over a false ceiling that has been placed by the principalities and the powers of the air. It is going to begin to come crashing down, and the media shall be part of the cracking. Come on, prophesy. I hear a sound across the land. I spoke to you and I declared, says the Spirit of the living God, that the month of July and the day of your independence would mark the season of a shift. And so it has begun and it is happening. And do you hear the sound of my footsteps as I am walking among the earth, but among this nation at this time? For God says, my feet are walking, and the soil shall respond, and the mountains shall quake at the sound of the movement of my feet. But why am I moving at this time in this manner? It is because there has been a false ceiling. There has been a projection. There has been that which they have wanted you to think exists or will stay in place. I speak of the false government that has been erected through thievery. Listen to me carefully, says the Spirit of God, as my feet is moving across and among this land, the United States. I say United States, for it is and shall be united, for this is my agenda, says the living God. And as it was in the days when they said, let us build us a tower that reaches to the heavens, this was not to reach me, it was to defy me. And there has been that which has sought to defy me and my agenda and the agenda of my son and his harvest and the generation of children. But know this, as there was a scattering of languages, God says, I shall confuse the languages among those who have been speaking lies. And they will begin to tell on one another and turn on one another. And as it was in the days of Jericho, that there was a sound of a crumbling of the walls, a cracking. God says, do you hear that which is about to come crashing down in your nation? Do not be afraid. Do not be moved when they will seek to even say the stock market has crashed. When you see this, when you hear this, this is not what shall always be, but I will do it as a sign that you know that the cracking has been severe, and it shall release the new America, including your currency and your finances too, says the living God. So rejoice this day. It has begun, but I give to you victory. This is the season of my hand of victory, says the living God. Come on, shout, 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 shout. Lift up your voice. Come on, around the world, lift up your voice. Those of you in the chapel, lift up your voice. Those of you in the Connect Center, in this sanctuary, lift up your voice and let the cracking, come on, the ceiling come crashing down. The lies, the false projection, Jesus' name. I want you just to do this. Just go, bam, 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 and say it comes crashing down. And give him one last shout of praise.